little Melanie, technical now.
Her back up, because I threw us right out and she helped me get back in.
Perfect.
And I printed for you, but you
Okay, I'll take it.
Actually, yesterday got.
Thank you so much.
So I called.
Yeah, oh, okay, so I didn't, yeah, I didn't.
I tried to put that in there.
I know you.
Could you imagine?
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay, it's okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
Oh, sure. I just.
I know, so that's why I'm saying I should call.
Just so you guys know about it.
See, Mrs. Blunt. Nice to see you again.
Good evening,
Glad you had safe travels.
from my last 9-hour meeting.
Are you in hospital again?
No negotiations all day. Oh, it's 8 o'clock this
It
morning.
takes 9 hours and 15 minutes. To get it.
I'm not paying.
Cold, Gene?
We have water in the fridge.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yes, there is water in the fridge.
You gentlemen like some water?
Actually, one would be great if you don't mind.
I got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Rose, you gotta grow water.
Turn this. That's better.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, so it's getting close. Yeah, that's good. I think so too.
6:45, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. I call this meeting to order, please. Starting off with our land acknowledgement. It is important that we acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory, that the land on which we are gathered is a traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Boating. Boating is the home of the Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council. We should and will honor and respect these Indigenous people as the ancestors and traditional stewards of the land upon which we stand today. May our relationships with the land teach us to live and work in good relationship with one another. Thank you. I'd like to welcome our representatives from PUC, and we'll get to your name once you're up to present. No, we're going to get to you very, very shortly. Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
Be it resolved that the agenda for the open meeting of council of July 11th, 2023 be approved.
Have a mover, please. Melanie and Eugene. Any questions, concerns? None? Moving right along. Item number 3, disclosure of pecuniary interests. Any? None? Thank you. Item number 4, minutes of previous meeting. Item A, minutes of regular meeting of June 13th, 2023. And B, minutes of special meeting of July 3rd, 2023. And the motion?
Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of June 13th, 2023 and the special meeting of July 3rd, 2023 be approved.
May I have a mover, please, and a seconder? And Jane. Thank you. Any questions, concerns? None? Okay. Item number 5, questions and information arising out of the minutes. Any questions or information? None?
We just need to make the one correction
Which is?
on the agenda for July 11th. Resolution 2023-169. It is, instead of being seconded by a name, it's just council.
So that is item, what number, please?
12C.
Page 3.
All right, bottom of page 3.
And there's a name change also on July 3rd, 23, item 5, I believe.
Okay, well, let's just straighten out item C
So
first.
what's the first?
So that it's item
12C,
C. So we're actually looking at,
request for delegations?
yes, right here.
Oh. We don't have it noted. I can check.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm wondering
through
if,
you, I got it updated and reviewed
okay,
minutes.
Did you?
Yeah, I think we should all get them in our packages.
Yeah,
It's the one that I've been following.
okay.
Just asking.
that's
That's
one
what
I
I
have as
followed, and all
well.
the corrections were made. I've called the office on a couple of concerns that I had as well, Mr. Mayor.
That's the same package I am following, and the correction is not made on mine.
Good.
Is there a counselor listed for moving the motion 2023-169? If not, I can check my notes and add it.
C, right?
C?
I thought it was on the next page, excuse me.
Well, we'll just leave it. at that.
No,
Thanks. That's correct.
just counselor.
That will be corrected, sorry, Counselor Christensen?
Well, I don't know whether I took a picture of it, but it's July 3rd, 2023, and I think it was item number 5, and we've mashed together counselors Nick and Christensen.
Item number 5.
It may be
It
corrected
should
by
be
now.
Margaret.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Any other concerns? None?
Okay. 6.
Petitions and or delegations.
6.
Okay, item 6, petitions and or delegations. Resolution 2023-158. Oh, sorry.
E.
Sorry, I was looking at my last previous minutes. Item number 6, petitions and or delegations. A, Dale LaRue request for purchase of slag. Motion?
Be it resolved that the request for slag be approved.
May I have a mover, please? Christensen? Oh, you do? Okay, second by Christensen. Any questions or concerns in regard to this request?
I take it he's a resident, right?
He is a resident, but we have to do our due diligence.
Okay,
That road is not maintained by the township.
right.
We have several roads in the township that are not maintained by council, through council. In the past, we've had individuals come to us requesting financial assistance for repairs to that road, and previous councils have denied it. And as much as we would like to help this gentleman, I have to renege against it, because we'll be saddled with repairing a lot of roads that we're actually not responsible for.
It sets a precedent.
Well, it sets a precedent. I mean, we deal with Prince Lake residents as well, right? And there's parameters in place that, you know, the township is not responsible, the residents are responsible, but that road is to be maintained, and I have had a chat with, Mr. LaRue and explained to him that more than likely this will not pass through council. I would not be able to favor it. So in my opinion, we should not favor this resolution. But I'll leave it up to council decision. Yes,
Is there a monetary value with that, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah. Even with the cost of the gravel.
I just see the map, I didn't see the price.
Yeah, he had it penciled in there somewhere.
$80 per load.
Yeah,
I mean, whether the road's washed, though, we've had loggers back there, who have destroyed the road in a sense because of their heavy loads. It's inevitable, where residents have come to us and we'd have to go back to loggers, but at the end of the day, that road is not maintained by Prince Township. So it's not something that we should be.
Do you know, I understand there are people who live on that road. How is it plowed in the winter?
Again, it's not our responsibility. I mean, partial Sault Ste. City of Sault Ste. Marie, partial Prince Township. We go so far on that road. Today I can't tell you how far we do go on the road, but anything beyond that, whatever that point is to the responsibility of whoever decides to camp or live out that way. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor of the motion? Defeated. Okay, and moving right along, item G, and here we go, gentlemen. PUC President and CEO Rob Brewer presenting an update on services and new projects. Motion, please.
Be it resolved that the presentation from PUC be received as information.
Mover, please. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay. Yes, please.
I can't see where it is.
Do you see it coming on? Is it coming on? Not yet.
No.
It looks like it is now.
Well, Mayor and Council, it's great to be with you this evening in Prince Township in the Florida Service area of PUC. I'm Andy McPhee. I'm the chair of PUC Services Inc. and PUC Inc. Board of Directors. And I have Rob with me. Obviously, he's the fellow that'll be doing most of the talking, which is good. But I do want to thank you for the opportunity to come in front of you and provide you with an update on the PUC group of companies, what we can expect to see from us over the coming months. And I think this is something we would like to do on a more regular basis to keep lines of communication open so and we can get some feedback and see how we're doing with your constituents. It's a very exciting time for PUC and the community you serve, obviously including Prince Township. Never before have we seen investment at this level in our infrastructure, our growth, and our customer experience. And you'll see that tonight from Rob's presentation that PUC is truly a leader in electricity and water services industries, but not only locally and regionally, but nationally as well. On the national stage, we've got Smart Grid. But with all the things that are occurring at PUC and the things we've accomplished, I do want to take this opportunity to recognize the PUC employees who continue to push the boundaries with innovation and dedication every single day. So with that brief introduction and a few remarks, I think it's important that we have an opportunity to generate some discussion today after or during Rob's presentation. I'm assuming if there's any questions or comment, feel free to jump in and I'll turn it over to Rob.
Thanks, Andy. So Mayor and Council, thank you for the opportunity tonight to be here to provide an update on what's going on in PUC. And we've actually tailored this to some of the work specifically that's being done in these Townships. And as Andy mentioned, this is something that we hope to do more regularly. And in the little over 5 years that I've been at PUC, we did have a pandemic, but we have not been to this council, so certainly like to do regularly to maintain some positive lines of communication. So you're closer to your constituents than we are, in terms of phone calls and things, I'm sure. And we'd love to know a lot of the things that we're doing well and the things we have. So, PUC Group of Companies is really part of something exciting. A lot of transformation going on, a lot of change happening in this area of the province. And I think some of the things, as Annie mentioned, that are going on here are being watched across the country. So tonight we intend to share some of the highlights that we've seen from 2022, and specifically some things that we're doing. The highlights that we are sharing tonight are also available in our 2022 sustainability report, which is a PUC's report, sustainability report. And that report is up on our website. If you're interested, it's on there. We tried to move away from paper. We used to do paper copies and things like that. And before I get started, I just wanted to thank PUC Board of Directors. They've been phenomenal with respect to establishing a vision for the company and supporting staff and making all of us who work at PUC very proud to work there each and every day. So one of the things that I think we were able to get the...
It's not skipping, so we're gonna just have to go by this.
Okay, sounds good. So a sustainable future for us requires action now. The things that we do today we'll have in place 5 to 10 years down the road. So we have to be thinking well ahead of what is required to actually look and try to forecast what the needs are going to be in the future. And so we've been taking some really bold steps to try to change the way we deliver services so that we can make that happen. So our approach to sustainability is really focused on 3 main areas. The first is economic development, the second is social responsibility, and the third is environmental protection. In 2022, PUC laid the groundwork on many fronts by continuing to invest in both our people and in our infrastructure. And at the same time, we pursued new growth opportunities and diversified the services that we provide. This included PUC playing a really key role as an early mover in the energy transition, and you see there's a lot going on with respect to energy right now. In order to try to provide some support and help to our community and to industry partners, including, for instance, the electric arc furnace and other ones. But we're seeing even smaller industry partners that needed help to try to adapt to some of the new energy trends or more current energy trends, and we're there to support that as well. We'll touch a little bit more on that. Next slide. So this is there we go. This is the PUC corporate structure. Probably a little bit different than maybe what you would have anticipated. So at the top is, of course, our sole shareholder is the city of Sault Ste. Marie. And the city owns 3 companies. It owns the Water Commission, which is on the right at the bottom right. It owns a services company, which is in the middle there, PUC Services. PUC Services is where all of our employees are. It's where our equipment, like things like rolling stock, trucks, tools, and that kind of thing. And then we have a holding company called PUC Inc. Underneath the holding company, there are 6 different other entities. One of them is PUC Distribution. PUC Distribution is the electric utility that probably all of you deal with, and appreciate your business. Beside that is Water Lining Solutions. That's a lining company that we have that does work putting a polymer lining on the inside of existing water mains. It saves us from having to dig up the entire road. We've actually, this is a business that we've been building over the last couple of years. And we'll be doing work well outside of Sault Ste. Marie this year. This is going quite significantly for us. It's a really nice opportunity for us to get out and do work elsewhere and then bring the returns back to this community. And then Northern Waterworks is an acquisition we did 4 years ago now. They're headquartered out of Red Lake. They operate all throughout northwestern Ontario, operating water systems for places like Red Lake, Ignace, Napoleon, Lookout. We operate all throughout, but we also, and as I'll show you on a map in a second, we also operate in every First Nation in Ontario. So we do 24/7 response for all First Nations. And we do annual performance inspections of the water and wastewater systems to help Indigenous Services Canada come up with the funding model for capital emissions. So quite active with respect to those three. Those three are wholly owned. Beside that, we have PUC Transmission, which is a partnership that we have with an infrastructure investment company called Axiom. And that's the company that's building the transmission line, the transmission station that's going to support the electric arc furnace transformation going on in Algonquin. We also have a tree company that we established with two other utilities, North Bay and Silver. And then we have a company called Equability that does conservation demand management, which is sort of a unique thing in our industry where we actually encourage our customers to use less than their unlike many other industries, but we do spend a lot of time trying to help you guys. On the next slide, you can see
There we are.
There you go.
so in 2017, we operated in about 7 communities. We operated Sault Ste. Marie area, would include Township, for example, around parts of Edison, Township, and Rankin. That's one area. And then we actually operated throughout the North Shore and smaller classes as well. In 2022, so this was last year, Consumer Sustainability, we're in 142 countries. So you can see PUC's growing. We've now got a provincial presence rather than just a local presence. And the end result is that, again, we're able to bring the judge back to the city. We're able to take leadership with respect to water, wastewater, and electricity across the province. In fact, some of the projects, as Andy mentioned, national state.
We need a laptop.
Need an update.
I agree.
Yeah, we're trying to get down here to get us to be willing to go to our Wi-Fi. Yes. High end, okay,
So you know what I'll do is I'll speak to the next
Yeah,
one because
yeah.
it serves.
That's fine.
The next slide that Jairus is going to eventually get up for us is the Sioux Smart Grid slide. And so this is the first community-wide smart grid in all of Canada. So it's a really key thing for our community in terms of creating some ownership. It'll be in operation later this summer. In fact, we're at 11 out of 12 stations are complete. We're at 12th station. And it's really been a momentous undertaking for us. Just to sort of give it some context, this is a $34 million investment that PUC's making. It was, until we announced the transmission line, it was the largest capital project in the history of PUC. And so very, very significant. And we've had an amazing team on this, both internally and externally, in order to get this project done. The Sioux Smart Grid transforms the way PUC delivers electricity, and it brings a number of benefits to the customers. One of them is that customers will actually see about a 2.7% reduction in consumption. And that's because we're able to optimize the voltage that's delivered. So a lot of your appliances actually operate better at a lower voltage. And so there's a range that we can provide it in. And because we have the insight into what it is at the end, when it reaches the home through a feedback mechanism through the smart meters, we're able to actually tailor what we send out of the station. So we can modify what we send out of the station to make sure that we keep it in the lower end. The end result is energy savings for our customers. Energy savings result, of course, in lower CO2 emissions because we produce energy. And some of that is produced not necessarily locally, but some of it is some of that energy is produced and emits carbon as a result. So we see some CO2 benefits from reducing consumption. And that carbon reduction is about 2,804 tons a year. So almost 3,000 tons. The other thing it does is it actually puts a smart self-healing grid. And that results in increased reliability and fewer customers impacted from changes. So if you think about, a lot of our circuits are circular, so they're loop feeds, we call them loop feeds. And if we have a fault, then traditionally the circuit would go on. What we have now is with smart sensors throughout those circuits, we're able to sense where the fault is, and then we're able to isolate just that fault area, and then restore everything else. And that happens within seconds. And so, instead of having hundreds or thousands of people off. So, certainly a nice thing for our customers in terms of reliability benefit, and certainly for businesses that count on having reliable electricity. The system also.
Just have a question. One thing we notice here in Prince Township is we get a lot of bumps. We get a lot of bumps where the power was shut down. What is the reason for that, if I may ask?
Yeah, so a lot of different things, but one of the reasons is that the station that's here needs to be upgraded, and it's in the plans for us. We're doing the design on it now.
Okay.
And the station that feeds this area will be upgraded to a larger station or potentially a new station or something. And so part of it is just there's been some growth in the result is that we're now upgrading infrastructure. So it's something the airport deals with, doesn't handle quite regularly, and so we've been working with them to try to alleviate those concerns. But the solution is the station, it's just which is quite a big.
Where's that station located, can I ask?
Just off Airport Road.
Just off that road?
Just, I have to get the exact location of it.
Yeah, Wasteland, by chance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. The other thing that the system provides is advanced data reporting for us. It gives us a lot of insight, and this is in real time insight. And so what that allows us to do is we have greater insight, and it means we can be a smaller buffer when we do connections. So things like, when we have storage and solar installations going in, we have charges going in. We can accommodate more if we have real-time insight, so we need less of a buffer. And so that's good in terms of what we call distributed energy, so things like storage and solar and vehicles. It allows us to accommodate a higher degree of plus without upgrading the system. Of course, every time we have to upgrade the system, it means that we're increasing the investment that we have, which means there's a higher cost to the customers. And so if we can defer that using the existing infrastructure now, it's good for us.
I'm sorry, but again, I interrupted you. Customer just called me last night. Every time his power goes out for that glitch, he has to reset everything in his house. And now you just told me this, and I can call him and tell him that we had the PUC here tonight. Is there a time frame as to, or are you still in the study?
No, it'll be completed within the next 5 years. That's the time horizon on investments. So that's the station and upgrade station. It takes that long to.
Oh, no,
Just to get a transformer right now, it's almost 3 years.
A power transformer.
So you build a station, transformers involved, right? So.
This,
But I can tell you the other problem you get on solar circuits you get some of those bulbs. You have tree contacts.
right,
We have things called reclosers, which allow for a trip and then come back on. So you see that flicker, and then you trip again, and it comes back on, and then it's a third trip. And so you do see on some of the more rural lines where you get tree contacts, you'll see them through that process. And sometimes those flickers cause some challenges to your electronic equipment. And part of the things to do is just to put in UPS.
that was the only reason I asked, is because a lot of us, I'm a British resident as well, a lot of us are on pumps, and our pumps, when the power goes off, pumps water to the dish so you don't flood your house. That's why I was just, and this gentleman was curious as well. Well, our septics are gonna be down, or some pumps will be off for.
Yeah, and I think best practice on things like some pumps and stuff is to have a sensor.
Backup generators.
So you listen,
Yes,
You know, it wasn't that long ago.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And things happen, and we're seeing more of electricity past the bounds, so unfortunately here.
Correct.
I think something's already occurred.
Yeah, no, that is a fact, that the weather pattern has changed in Canada, not just Ontario. And the government is predicting worse weather in the future, and you are correct. If you're living in a rural area, you should be set up with backup.
Something just like a battery backup.
Yes. Thank you.
So as I just mentioned, that Smart Grid has really been a massive undertaking. So to give you an idea of the scope, so the infrastructure has been updated throughout PUC distribution service territories, including some software and hardware upgrades. All 12 distribution stations have received voltage control regulation updates, and 3 of them have received new transformers. We've installed 25 reclosure switching devices. These are smart devices that communicate directly with our SCADA system. They're the ones who implement self-healing testing. And they are all connected over a new wireless network. You can see past their proprietary wireless. There was a new advanced distribution management system, which is the software platform for the stream. And as I mentioned, we made substantial progress on this from our last station. We expect that in the coming weeks to be complete. And at that point, construction will be done. And we'll be in the process over the next months and years of trying to get the most out of that system. So we'll try to provide those kind of the next slide that Jairus will get us to here in a second.
It's that hockey.
Yeah. So another project that is really important to us that we're making a lot of headway on is our transmission company. That's PUC Transmission. So we're proud to be a local industry partner supporting historic projects like our bonus wheels transition to electric arc furnaces. So once that's in operation in early 2026, the new 230 kV transmission line will take power once third lines, which is right almost across from us there, to a new PUC transformer station in the west end, which will be down at the bottom of the side area, about 8 Avenue. And the final route for that was determined with input from community members. We went out and did an environmental assessment and had a number of community consultations. We were able to accommodate most of the requests that property owners had to minimize the impact. And we're moving ahead with some right-of-way clearing. That's going to start to take place this fall. So I think one of the things that's worth mentioning with respect to this, I'll talk to the transmission for a second here. That endeavor, moving to electric arc furnaces, is about an $800 million plus investment at this stage, which really stabilizes the steel mill for generations, which is fantastic. And in addition to that, it takes the emissions from about 1 million cars out of this, cleans our air, and really sets us up for the future. And so it's certainly something that PUC has been proud to be part of. We've proud to support it from day one. And we certainly kudos to the folks that are still for making investment decisions. One of the other things that we're doing here, another important project for us is electrification both within our own fleet and helping other people. And so we have been moving towards electric vehicles. At this point, I think we just got 9 today. We'll have another 5 before the end of the month. For us, obviously we're the electric utilities, so electric vehicles certainly makes a lot of sense from that perspective. But it's also just everything. These are vehicles that are quality vehicles, and they're reliable, and they have zero emissions. I know I go home, I can drive 400 kilometers for $6, which is fantastic. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you your honest perspective.
Yes.
We hear a lot of hype on electric vehicles, and I'm not saying they're not good. Forward, actually. Can our grid sustain electric vehicles if we were all, for the majority, on electric vehicles? Can our grids actually sustain?
Yeah, so as utilities, when I talked about looking ahead 5 to 10 years, so we're making investments today that are gonna allow us to accommodate. If you were to say if every vehicle in the entire country or entire city,
Yeah.
say, for instance, changed over
Today,
tomorrow,
right.
that would be a challenge.
Absolutely.
It would be the same if everybody decided to get rid of natural gas.
Right.
We're not built for that. But if we know it's coming, which we do know on both things,
Makes
we know
sense.
that gas is going away and it's going to be electrified from a home heating perspective. We know that gas is going away from a vehicle perspective. Then we make the strategic investments today that allow us to accommodate the future. That's what we do. And so there's a number of other things that we have here. One of the things that we have is not only electrifying our own fleet and putting in chargers for ourselves, but we're also helping people who buy electric vehicles get over the cost of installing electric vehicle chargers. So when you install an electric vehicle charger in your home, it's about a $1,200 to $1,500 cost for a charger. Then you have to have an electrician come in, which would be $500,000 on that. After you just purchased an electric vehicle, which you already own. So what we've done is we've moved to a model where people, because we have better buying power, we're able to make it less expensive. We're able to create a rental program. So for $35 a month instead of paying
For the charge.
charger in your house, it's maintained, there's warranty for life. We're able to do that. One of the reasons we're doing that is it keeps us insight into where those electric vehicle chargers are going, which is indicative of what the electric vehicles are, which is where we're seeing the flow. So the other part we can do is those chargers have the ability for us to put in more maintenance. And so when somebody plugs in at 7 o'clock at night, it doesn't keep your car charged until 7 o'clock in the morning. You may be able to balance when those vehicles charged. If it doesn't, it will go great. So to answer your question, a lot of different ways.
Yep. That's good.
Two questions about the chargers for customers. If you're streaming out the charges, does it go on your PUC bill just the same as the bill is now? It's another charge?
It doesn't.
No.
No, it just, you basically sign up, you get a credit card, and every time
Okay.
your electricity is.
Yes, but you don't chop up the cost of the installation and put that on the bill in pieces. And the other thing is, does the PUC customers include businesses?
Yeah, now, when we go to commercial customers for chargers, usually wear and tear is a little bit higher, so we are ready to charge business customers.
Okay.
But the idea is, again, our goal here with these was wasn't to get into a situation where we're making cents. You're not gonna do that. What it does is it gives us insight into where the chargers are going. It helps us to encourage and help people to make the transition to having the ability to charge it is incredible. If you can think about it, if you had gasoline that was piped into your house and every day when you did it, you had to go home and plug something in and you got into it the next day, it was always full. That's what's like. It's extremely convenient. You never have to go to the gas station. That's the question. So customers and friends are able to access this program as well. So if there's people that are looking to get into electric vehicles, the township is looking to electrify your own fleet, just let us know and we're happy to be a partner. In terms of what you can expect to see in Prince Township in 2023 and 2024. So on the electric side, we'll be quite active here in the next year or so. Earlier this year, you may have seen us, we were doing some overhead pole line replacements on Town Line Road between Second Line and Baseline. Doing some individual pole changes to accommodate some pole deterioration. See, we did some of the Smart Grid upgrades, and we did some customer replaces. We did some circuit reconfigurations for Smart Grid on Baseline, on Wells Side Road, on Second Line, on Town Line. Tree trimming to ensure separation of power lines so that we don't hit the bumps. And we'll have a major focus here in 2021 and 2022, and we'll be back again.
Can you say that would be a difference, like
Oh, yeah, was that
Massive
fantastic?
difference, massive. We used to get bumps constantly and it's taboo, we don't say it very often, but I'm like, you never had a. Oh,
I'm
wow,
not
this is
touching that
great.
either.
But no, it's been fantastic.
That's great to hear.
And I just wanted to just ask a quick question. I'm sorry to keep up interrupting.
It's not interrupting, it's all good.
On the telephone poles.
Yeah.
Are you working with, let's say, Bell? Because Bell was the one that wanted the certain poles, or they wouldn't bring 5 of them. Is that right, Mr. Mayor? Am I wrong?
I don't
Something
recall.
to do with that, a certain quality, certain grade of poles for them to come out, that was one there.
Well, so there's probably an update for you. As part of the accelerated high-speed internet program, which is XIP, this area is actually being prioritized the next couple of years for us.
Yeah.
So there's a major update from which we work with Belmont, as if we have a lot of GPUs. So if they're bringing more things, we need to sometimes upgrade it, so we need to allow for them to attach. And so you'll see a lot of activity in this area with respect to that. And I can tell you that I don't live far from this. I live on the third line between Town Line and Carpet. And so I don't have high speed, and I'm very much looking for 2000. So the working from home thing with the large family, with kids, and trying to work from home with the kids using bandwidth, the only on cellular connection is not.
So,
So,
I gotta tell people 2 years.
I'll
I'll say Mr. Brewer said so. I get calls about that all the time.
Yeah, actually, it's on the government. If you point to the West Government website, that program, you'll see this.
Could I get the acronym again, the letters?
AHSIP.
AHSIP.
Accelerated High-Speed Internet Program.
Thank you.
And that's that provincial government funding, and I think it was government money.
so off the record, please.
Off the record while we're live on YouTube? No?
All right. Well, no, it's in relation to, I don't mind the public hearing what I have to say, but it's what we put in the media that we have to be careful of. I have met with political leaders, and they have shared the same information as you have. And I would ask that we hold off as a council to allow our provincial or federal leaders to announce the upcoming challenges we'll have regarding internet service in Prince Township.
Too late. We're on the net.
Well, that's okay. It's what I'm referring to is what we put in the media. It's very, very important. We be very, very cautious.
Accelerated high speed.
Thank you.
If you reach out to us, we're going to check them out. Very much.
They still have Jerry's phone number.
So, on the water side, we'll continue to operate, maintain, and sample the Prince Township. I think we've also been involved to assist with the UV system. To try to get that project back on track. We're also working towards some new electrical upgrades at our GoCat intake. So our main intake for the water treatment plant is at GoCat. And I think we had some feedback from some residents about a light, which I can tell you.
Thank you.
And so with that, I'll take any questions you might have. If you haven't taken this.
Well, you've answered my questions through your presentation, and I thank you very much for this information. It's wonderful that you've come here to announce to us that you want to open up the communication lines, because that's one of council's objectives, is to open up communication with all our partners and leaders that surround us. So thank you very much. I've learned something today in regard to the ownership of PUC. I had no idea. I had no idea, honestly. I thought you were an identity of your own and just doing your thing, but that clarified it for me, which is good. As you're aware, Sault Marie is our friendly neighbor, and I regard them, or we regard them as the mothership to the area. And we have a lot of respect for them and so thank you very much for the presentation. Any other?
Appreciate the opportunity to come here and if there are any concerns or good outcome, please, get those to us.
Well, I'm pleased to announce on behalf of council that we've hired a CEO, and we'll have him reach out to you just to say hello and maybe pay a visit, get those communication lines opened up. And again, thank you very much. This is right on the money. Greatly appreciate it.
Mr. Brewer, just before you leave, a quick question. Where can constituents go and get their water tested and or the bottles there? They can go to the PSC building? For the well water. Yeah, that's still the same one down on
Yeah.
Albert.
I believe it's the healthcare. I don't want to
Still there, okay.
if it's not something that is.
Yeah, they had the bottles. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, on the corner of.
Thank you.
I'll find out the next year.
Thank you very much.
If you need to reach out to Rob at all, just contact me and then I'll. At the email me and I'll send you all the information as well. If you just don't have it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
You got a card?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was a really good very good presentation.
Yeah, lots of really good information.
Learn from that one.
Could I just provide a point of update?
Yes.
Yes, just to let council know that I've checked my records on the minutes of the regular meeting of June 13th. And the item number, and I'm not sure how it got cut off the minutes, and apologize for that, for June 13th, 2023, where it was cut off and did not identify agenda item number 12C, the resolution 2023-169 was seconded by Councillor Jane Weir. Okay, so I've just confirmed that.
Thank you.
Okay, did we,
Okay, so we're
you
this
moved
one.
that, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, council, wonderful. Moving right along, item number 7, staff reports. Fire chief report, motion please.
Be it resolved that the fire chief report be approved.
Mover please. Any questions, concerns?
Mr. Mayor, I really wish that the fire chief was here to answer the question. I've seen a fire ban lifted on a site, and I was just gonna ask if Prince Township is included in that lifting of fire ban.
Well, to my understanding, I read the report today that was in the media, and it's an Ontario ban.
It's Ontario ban lifted.
That's my understanding, but I asked.
I had 3 calls, Mr. Mayor, and I just wanted to be able to tell him that I would find out at tonight's meeting.
Best thing to do,
Call
please.
Steve.
Yes, give our chief a call.
In the Councillor Caputo, in the release on Zoo today, there is a link that will take them to the ministry site, and there is an actual posting from the ministry in there with regards to that.
And was Prince included? Councilor Weir?
Very wide.
Very well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, any other further questions or concerns?
Nice pictures of our new fire truck.
Yep.
Something to say, looking. Did we get a final date there, Mr. Mayor?
I was just talking to our fire chief and he explained to me, don't quote me on this, I think we're looking at 3 months before we get it. Everything's behind, right?
Right.
Hopefully sooner than later. Any other questions or concerns? None? Okay. Item number 7B, CEO, clerk, treasurer's report, revenue and expenditures report from June 2023. Motion, please.
Be it resolved that the May revenue and expenditure report be approved.
Mover, please. Ms. Weir. Seconder. Questions here? Thank you. Did we all have time considering the glitches we've had with our packages? Did we have time to look over this, or would you like a couple minutes?
I have one question under the revenue report, little piece on the second page.
Okay. I'm sorry, Councillor Christensen, may you please repeat what you just said?
I'm looking at a municipal / provincial grant for $66,466.
What check
cents?
number would that be?
It's in the small square at the bottom of the second page here, about halfway down. I'm just wondering what specifically that grant was for.
Well, as you can see, if you look above, I won't have the answer to your question, but Ms. Blunt had our admin add description to all our revenues that are being paid out or received. And in this revenue report, which you're asking me, doesn't highlight that, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. But that's something that we will have to ask admin.
It's a sizable grant, that's,
Yes.
so it's gotta be for something pretty
Absolutely.
specific.
That's a good question. So that was,
In the little block that says June 2023 revenue report
Yeah,
for
I
Prince
see
Township
that.
at the
Right
bottom,
there, municipal
halfway
grant.
down, yeah.
Just, Mayor,
66,000.
I think, is that I thought I saw that number in our budget numbers, where that is for 2021 and 2022 together. From,
I don't see it in here. That we will have to have clarified through admin. Because I do not see it in there. Well, that's a very good question. Thank you. Two. Okay, any other, so we'll have to clarify that through administration.
Yep.
And any other questions or concerns? None? Sorry, that's my fuzzy. All right, moving right along. Item 7C, draft budget for fiscal 2023-24. Motion, please.
Be it resolved that the draft budget for fiscal 2023-24 be accepted for information.
Mover, please. So I would ask council to have a very good, close look at this budget. What we need to do, and I do understand we've been having a fair amount of meetings lately, but we have to get this budget. I'm not saying we have to pass that exact budget, but we need to get together sooner than later to get a budget passed for our township. So I'm asking for your permission to call a meeting for next Tuesday at the same time, regular time.
Okay, so that's the 18th.
So that would be the 18th at 6:45. Or if you prefer, we can meet earlier if that would facilitate all of council. Is there a time earlier that you'd like to meet?
Tuesday works for me, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, what's the earliest time that we can meet, if not 6:45?
5 for myself is the earliest.
Okay, so would 5 o'clock work for all of council? Councilor Caputo?
The 18th, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
you're in.
Right on. So, I'm sorry, Councilor Caputo, you're good?
Yep.
Okay, so, we will have a meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 18th of July for 5 o'clock in regards to budget deliberations.
Okay,
And we will have a representative from BDO present
okay.
to go over the budget.
Five o'clock, July 18th.
Okay. Moving along,
So does that mean that this is tabled then?
it is tabled
Okay,
for next Tuesday.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
and did you actually call the vote on 7B?
We had a mover and a seconder, but
Yes.
it wasn't called a
Okay.
decision.
Okay, so we'll flip back to item B. All in favor of the motion, be it resolved that May revenue and expenditure report be approved?
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Councilor Christensen. And now we move on to item 8. Planning, we have none. Item 9, bylaws, none. And item 10, notice of motions. Again, we have none. 11, correspondence, we have none. Minutes of boards and committees, we have,
None.
and we have none at this time.
And,
So,
okay, so
now we're moving into closed.
okay, so we have to do this. Go to this one, confirmation. We can do that before we go into close.
Okay, so we will be moving into item 15 at this time before moving into close, which is bylaw 2023-30, 2023-20, sorry, confirmatory for July 11th, 2023.
Being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the meeting of council July 11, 2023, whereas section 5.3 of the Municipal Act RSO 2001 is amended, requires the municipal council to exercise its power by bylaw except where otherwise provided. And whereas in many cases, action which is taken or authorized to be taken by council or a committee of council does not lend itself to an individual bylaw, the Council of Corporation of Prince hereby enacts as follows, that the action of council at its meeting of July 11, 2023, in respect to each motion, resolution, and other action passed and taken by council at said meeting is, except where prior approval of the Ontario Municipal Board is required, hereby adopted, ratified, and confirmed, that the mayor and the proper officers of the township are hereby authorized and directed to do all things necessary to give effect to the said action or to obtain approvals where required, and to exercise all documents as may be necessary and directed to affix the corporate seal to all such documents as required. Read and passed in open council this 11th day of July 2023, and there needs to be a mover and a seconder.
Do we have a mover?
And a seconder.
Yeah, Christians.
So now we move into
I'm in
close.
favor.
All in favor? Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, before we just close off, I just wanted to ask a question. It's, and I had 3 phone calls, as of Friday, when I got off of work. There was a car painting lines on Walls Road, so I stopped because I'm a resident and asked him, hi, how you doing? He's from the gas company. He was doing locates,
Oh,
painting the line for the gas line. And some of the residents are really excited that we are getting ready to pave or rock. And our,
Township.
is there any news that can be passed along yet, or are we?
We don't, yes, it is going to be completed. They do not give us they have not given us an exact date at this time. But sooner than later, it will be completed. They have not,
So there's not, okay, I just tell them they're doing locates and
Once-
prep for the,
yeah, it's all in preparation.
okay, well, I just tell them it's in prep thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, thank
So
you.
now we pass the motion to move into closed section.
Okay.
Okay.
So, thank you, Councilor Caputo. We're gonna flip back to item 14, closed session, municipal act, section 23(9), 2. B, personal matters about
Personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. Be it resolved that this council move into the closed session to consider items concerning labor relations or employee negotiations. Municipal Act, Section 239, subsection 2. Further be it resolved that should the said closed session be adjourned, the council may reconvene in closed session to discuss the same matters without the need for a further authorizing resolution.
have a mover, please. Councilor Nick.
Okay.
Councilor Weir. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we are now into closed.
Before you start the closed session, could I just ask a question?
Sure.
If you pass the budget, does it have to be passed in a regular council meeting? Or can you pass it in a special meeting?
Well, if it's that's something that,
The special meeting is an open meeting.
yeah, as long as to my understanding, and I'll have to have this clarified, as long as it's passed in the open session, we can't pass it in closed, we would be good to go. It's important for us to get this budget passed, or a budget passed.
Right.
That's what we're hoping to do for Tuesday. That's our goal. Get a budget passed so we can move forward.
Okay, so I will close the stream now.
Yes, please.
Thank you.